group of robbers robbed a bank of $25 million with just 4 toy guns and managed to escape while surrounded by hundreds of SWAT officers. And the shocking thing is that this is a real incident. What's even more outrageous is that the mastermind of the robbery of the century, Araujo, is the writer of this film. He wrote down all the details of how they robbed the bank and how they disappeared under the noses of the SWAT team and made a film about it. The film sold out and ended up making more money than the bank robbery. The story began with a cigarette butt. On a rainy night in 2006, Araujo was sheltering from the rain when a speeding car splashed him with water and doused his cigarette. He threw it away and it floated down the road and fell into a manhole cover. Araujo looked up and saw that it was the richest bank in the region, the Bank of Rio. A thought occurred to him and he ran along the manhole cover and found a sewer outlet. All the city's wastewater came out of here, which meant that it led to every corner of the city, including the bank. So a crazy plan came to mind. He wanted to tunnel into the bank, but he couldn't do it on his own. Luckily, he had a lot of contacts, so he quickly found a few buddies and assembled a team. But enough people to pack still need money because digging a tunnel like that need to buy a lot of equipment. So he found a professional thief, Mario, on the recommendation of his buddies. This man had both power and money. So at first he didn't want to work with Araujo. To convince him, Araujo took him to the bank. First, he slid the tape measure into the manhole cover. Then they went to the sewer and found the tape measure hanging down. Araujo took one look at the numbers and excitedly told Mario,
"Estamos a 18 metros de ser millonarios. Acá arriba está el Banco Río."
Mario was impressed and decided to join them. Now that they were all together, it was time to start making plans. The first step was to find out what was going on inside the bank. So Araujo arrived at the bank with his camera and started snapping pictures. Such blatant behavior soon aroused the suspicion of the security guards, who took Araujo to the basement for interrogation. But Araujo didn't panic. This was part of his plan, because the bank's vault was in the basement. It was the only way he could figure out the layout. The security guards fiddled with the camera, but they couldn't find a single photo. Turns out Araujo had taken out the memory card, without evidence. The guards could only apologize and let Araujo go. After returning, Araujo quickly drew a plan of the bank from memory and pinpointed the location of the vault. But after researching the vault, they couldn't dig straight through. The only way to break through was to go next door to the room where Araujo was being interrogated. So the question is how to dig this hole? All we know is that the length from the manhole cover to the sewer is 18. Then we need to measure the distance from the manhole cover to the bank. According to the Pythagorean theorem, we can figure out how long the hole needs to be dug and from which angle. But taking a ruler to the bank would arouse suspicion. So Araujo came up with a brilliant idea.